Thank you very much for tuning in and giving us some of your valuable time. This is Dan from Palmarius Rods, and again I wanted to welcome you to our channel. This video I'm going to try to keep relatively short and sweet. I do have a tendency to ramble on a little bit, and I'll try to keep that under wraps for you guys and try to keep it to a reasonable 10 minutes or so. This video is to introduce to you our Leviathan series of slow/long fall jigging rods. These rods are an overall length of 7'2", and they come in 3 weights: a -1, which is a 100 to 300 gram rod, a 2, which is a 150 to 450, a 3, which is a 200 to 500 gram rod. The rods utilize 100% Fuji components. I'm not using a UV light, so I really can't show off the chameleon paint, but we designed the rods to match our favorite line of reels, the Shimano OSHA F Customs. And I think you'll see that it's a very complementary color. And when you get it outside, it'll look anything from a dark blue to a medium sparkly kind of a blue. And it looks really nice when you pair it up with the Shimano OJs. These rods have a pack length of 5'2", and we achieve that packable length via what we call a butt joint. And the butt joint is a connection whereby the tip of the rod has 100% of the action, and the butt section of the rod, which contains the reel seat, is rigid and has no action at all. So I'll demonstrate that for you by taking it apart. And you'll find that the tip section plunges into the handle section about 4 inches, and it gives you that short, reasonable pack length, enabling you to travel anywhere with these rods. The other thing I wanted to point out is we have a very unique guide train on these rods. Some will call this a revolver or a neutral spine. The concept here is that the first guide is dead on with your reel. The second guide is cocked a few degrees to the right. The next 3 guides go left, transitioning the line to the bottom of the rod to give it the optimal bend, less tip wraps, all the other benefits. This rod will fish equally well for a right-handed person or a left-handed person. One of the other unique things that we designed into the rod is a combination of a fulcrum type forearm support that you can see right here. And I'll rotate it to show you that it has a slit in it, and that allows you to pop it off and onto the rod very easily. You just push on it with your thumb, it pops off. So the idea here is twofold. Number one, it gives you a solid support underneath your forearm in jigging. It'll really lock it in there, and it'll really enable you to get a nice amount of power on the rod and less fatigue over the day. And again, it's fully adjustable, so depending on long arms or short arms or wherever it's comfortable for you. And again, if it's not your cup of tea, you just pop it right off, put it in your pocket or your tackle box. We do recommend that you leave it on the rod when you're running. When you put the rod in the rod holder on the boat, you can position this up or down to avoid rod rash and scraping the finish and so on and so forth. Another unique feature of the rod is this scalloped gimbal. The concept of this gimbal is that it will enable you to lock your elbow in right at this point, and I'll show you what that looks like as best I can. So your elbow is going to go right there. I don't know if you guys can really see that well. Between the elbow and the sliding protector you really get a very, very solid, I mean, it just feels like an extension of my arm. It's really just locked in there perfectly. I can get a lot of power even on a big heavy jig, feel comfortable and not have to grab the rod with my other hand and use bad form. The correct form is one arm. So we talked a little bit about the rods. I can't emphasize enough that slow pitch jigging is a system, and it is the culmination of your rod, your reel, and your line all the way down to your terminal tackle that will make you successful in this sport. So in that vein, we do have complementary items such as the Sunline Siglion 8X braid. This is an extremely popular line in Japan. I would probably say it's the most popular line in Japan. It's extremely thin. We have it in both a color changing, where it will change colors every 10 meters to give you an idea of your depth, as well as having it in solid colors. This is something I highly recommend. The line is extremely smooth, and when you have 300 meters of line out, 900 feet, every bit of diameter makes a difference. This line is significantly thinner than what is typically available in the States. It lays better on the reel. It packs down really nicely, and I think you're really going to enjoy fishing it. In addition to that, we have all the other terminal hardware that you guys need to be successful. Everything from figure 8 rings, which we've been an advocate for more than 10 years. These are very high quality rings. They're made by one of the major swivel manufacturers. We've used the same manufacturer for more than 11 years now. You can be very comfortable with them. They're tested to over 400 pounds of strength. We have all kinds of goodies on the website, like the seafloor control hook boxes. We have things like split ring pliers. We have split rings, other types of hooks from Owner, and so on and so forth. So please do check out the website. I put a link at the bottom of the video. I do want to keep the video kind of short and sweet, so I don't want to let myself ramble on, but I do want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I know you guys are going to love these rods. They're absolutely beautifully constructed. The fit and finish is fantastic. The guide train is exactly what everybody asked for. We go down to nothing smaller than a 7. We start off at a K-WAG 12. All of our guides are under-wrapped and over-wrapped. So I think you guys are going to be blown away at the quality and the fit and finish of these rods. I want to zoom in a little bit and just let you guys get a quick look at you can kind of get an idea of what the guides look like. Again, that is all under wrapped as well as over wrapped. The thread work is impeccable. The epoxy you'll find is also impeccable. Again, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Hope to see you on the water. Be safe and have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.